All right, let's do this. How's it going, Rogues Gallery? And welcome to another Grand Archive video here on Red Zone Rogue. It has been, well, a little while since our previous Grand Archive video, and to be honest, it's mostly just because I've been waiting to get my Creators Guild stuff. Yes, I got accepted into the Creators Guild. Yes, I'll be getting a bunch of boxes to open. I'm going to be streaming the whole package opening experience after it comes in, so stay tuned for that. And I've just kind of been waiting on that, watching some other content creators do like meta decks and all that kind of stuff, and I can build something when I finally get that stuff in. So anyway, we got a lot of exciting news to talk about today. I'm kind of like bearing the lead here. We have a brand new set announcement. We have a brand new ReCollection deck announcement with one of my favorite characters in the entire game, and I called it. She is now an assassin. That's right. We have Merlin from Grand Archive going to be an assassin, and I just swapped the page as though I have the overlay up. So let's go hop into the overlay, and we'll start talking about all of this good stuff. So yeah, let's just jump into it. We have a lot of news to talk about. We're talking about the new set. We're going to talk about the new ReCollection deck and all that kind of good stuff. So first of all, they've updated their website a little while ago with this sort of reflections. I absolutely love it. Grand Archive continues to be one of the premier, if not the single premier indie trading card game on the market. They're absolutely crushing it out there. The game is growing, and for good reason. I want to do a whole video talking about that. Let me know if you'd like to see that. But I want to talk about, you know, how Grand Archive is growing and what they're doing, because they're doing some really cool stuff, and I think other games need to pay attention, not just other indie games as well. But in any case, yes, we have the reveal of the Merlin ReCollection deck, Brilliant Vestige, which is releasing December 5th, 2025. You can't see the 2025 here, but there you go. Now you can see it. And oh, dude, I'm absolutely so stoked for this. Merlin is literally one of my favorite characters in the game. I don't talk about her enough, but I have had deck techs talking about Merlin. And for those of you who are newer to Grand Archive, might not know, I'm actually the one who spoiled the original Merlin champion card. So yeah, I have a lot of like personal ties to Merlin, and I just really, really like the character. She's awesome, and I'm so stoked for the new ReCollection deck. We'll talk about this in just a second, by the way. But yeah, we'll talk about the new ReCollection deck. We'll mention this now. I just wanted to give a shout out to Bobby Tortilla, who played Fire Lorraine, who is the winner of Ascent Boston. We're not going to talk about Ascent Boston in this video. This is more about the new products and all that kind of stuff. But if you'd like me to talk about the meta and all that kind of stuff of Ascent Boston, let me know in the comment section down below. We can definitely do that. But yes, Bobby Tortilla on Fire Lorraine actually ended up Ascent Boston, and then he was up against Pickleswood on Fire Vanitas, which was a pretty prominent deck in the weekend. So yeah. Anyway, let's start talking about more about the Merlin ReCollection deck. I'm absolutely so stoked for this. If you don't know, the ReCollection decks are some of the absolute best TCG products on the entire market, in my opinion. Not just for indie games, not just for Grand Archive, but across the entire market. The ReCollection decks are so good. They are so good. So what do you get in a ReCollection deck? Do I have the slide for the whole ReCollection deck? I do a little bit later, but I'll just tell you now. So what you get is you get a full complete 60 card deck, complete with full playsets. So if the deck has like 2 copies of a card, well, you still get the other 2 copies as well, just in a little extra little pack. So you get full playsets of every single card in the deck. You get you get a magnetic deck box. I'm trying to see if I have any nearby. I actually have my Guoja one kind of over here. So here's the Guoja one. Let's go back to me. So you get a deck box. It's a magnetic deck box that has like art inside. You get Dragon Shield sleeves, so a box of 100 Dragon Shield sleeves. You get 3 additional booster packs. You get the chance to get an additional collector rare. They are like some of the best products on the market because you get a full complete package for $50, $49.99, and you compare that to what other TCGs are doing, and it kind of puts them to shame. Absolute complete package, and the decks are historically very, very strong right out of the box. So I'm so stoked for this. Merlin's getting a whole new thing. And as you can see here, she's now going to be an assassin, which I absolutely totally called on Twitter last month. I did a little post. In fact, let me pull it up. I called it here. I said, wait, is Merlin an assassin now because of the new Excalibur is an assassin mage sword? And no one believed me. No one believed me. But yes, Merlin is now confirmed to be of the assassin class. She is still actually going to be Crux, as we can see here. So Brilliant Vestige Merlin is the level 3 version here. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful art. Merlin has always had peak character design for Grand Archive. And then we have the level 1 Merlin here that is just an assassin. So we don't know what level 2 looks like, at least not to my knowledge, but still absolutely beautiful, and I absolutely cannot wait. In addition, we also got the reveal of Phantom Monarchs, the next set, which is going to be launching on December 5th, and we got a little bit of information about it as well. Here are some of the little splash arts from Phantom Monarchs. We still have Alice here, so people are thinking if Merlin's going to take over her body. Well, if she is, she hasn't yet, so we still have Alice here. And we have some other really, really beautiful artwork. I like the ghosts in this one, and I think this is just straight up another Crux site. This is another Crux site with new Merlin in the art. God, she looks so good. So here's a little bit of a teaser of this stuff. A little bit of an art teaser. And then we also have the Phantom Monarchs full set premiere is going to be alongside Ascent Akihabara, which once again, gonna be a crazy event. I know it's already sold out. I know they want to get more room and more like space to get more people. A lot of folks have asked me, am I going to be going to Ascent Akihabara? And at the time of this recording, I don't actually know. I would like to go, and they do know that I want to do shoutcasting for this event. It has been made known, so we'll see if I go or if I don't go. But either way, it's going to be really, really exciting. And if I don't go, then I will be watching along with everyone else, whatever the live stream is. But yeah, this is going to be super, super fun. Also, we have price changes and box changes for Phantom Monarch. So the number of packs are changing from 20 to 24. Typically for older Grand Archive supplemental sets like Phantom Monarchs, it's a smaller set, just like, Abyssal Heaven and Mercurial Heart and all that kind of stuff. But we're going up to 24 packs, which I do like, actually. I do like the increase. But we have this kind of big bump in a price increase here. And they did say why they are doing that. And that's because of, well, it's due to tariffs and increased costs of logistics. And it just says USA price increase as well as, on here. So I'm not sure if the Southeast Asian pricing is going to be affected by this as well. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I imagine the booster boxes are going to go up anyway, just because the number of packs are going to go up. But we do have a, increased price due to tariffs. Not entirely unexpected. We were kind of seeing this across the board in the tabletop gaming industry. This is kind of stuff that you're like, yeah, I kind of expect that, which is kind of a bummer for everyone involved. So it is what it is. And then we also have the Phantom Monarchs product sheet. Of course, CL looks absolutely fantastic. Favorite husbando in Grand Archive. So we have the product information. So let's go ahead and jump on into this. Here's a little bit of lore, which I think is pretty interesting. It says, the Golden Queen, once lost, now lost anew. All are forced to confront their past as reflections rise to haunt them. Some overcome, some others descend into madness, and a few never realize what they had forgotten. To save the world, the looking glass must be shattered. But where lies the Vorpal Sword? We're going to have a Vorpal Sword card? Probably. We're probably going to have a Vorpal Sword card. All right, Phantom Monarchs. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention just about the whole Merlin thing. Dude, it makes so much sense why she's an assassin now. You might be like, why is she an assassin? Bro, she literally killed King Uther. That's why she's an assassin. She literally is an assassin. she's done the most assassinating out of all of the characters in the entire game. So it's only fitting that she is an assassin. And welcome to the club. Welcome to my favorite class, Merlin. Chef's kiss. Anyway, let's open up the product sheet and kind of talk about this a little bit. And we're gonna have to. We're zoomed in a little bit here, so let's get a zoom out. And we have this beautiful new key art. Is this Alice? I don't know who this is. I think this might be like a dark Alice. She has this symbol on her head, but she also has the little bow. I guess I'll need to compare other images of Alice. So Alice has this bow. She has, I don't know. Maybe. Looks like a dark Alice. I'm gonna say dark Alice. Send it. Bro, wait, what's going on with what's going on with the queen back here? What? She looks like she's getting absolutely destroyed. Well, so someone's gonna be dying in the set. Yeah, so here's a little bit more of the lore. They mention the Jabberwock and the Vorpal Sword and all this kind of good stuff. Here's the conflict between everything. I'm not going to go into it now. This isn't like a lore video, but I love how they are focusing on lore. I love how they're setting the sets up. This is something that I really like that they're doing. In fact, on the official Grand Archive X account, they had also mentioned, I'm just going to do it in real time. They had also mentioned that there's going to be a new lore article dropping, and it looks like this one's going to have to do more with ALC, Alchemical Revolution, because we have Tristan, my actual favorite character in the game, as well as Diana and Arisana. So yep, I love that they're doing the lore. I love that. I love everything that they're doing right now is just absolutely great. But yes, alongside this, we do have the Merlin ReCollection, once again releasing on December 5th. A couple things to note. Here's all the stuff that I said. You get your pre-constructed 60-card main deck, 12-card material deck, a set of matching Dragon Shield sleeves. Oh man, those are going to be such good-looking sleeves. I hope they're the dual mats, by the way. A set of cards completing play sets for your pre-constructed deck. Perfect. Chance for a randomly inserted non-champion CSR. Damage counter. Art divides. 2 10-sided rolling crystal-shaped dice. That's new. Interesting. That is new. 3 Phantom Monarchs First Edition booster packs. MSRP $50. Yeah, these are always great. These are absolute bangers. Highly recommend picking this up. Even without knowing what's in this, I'm gonna buy one, like 100%. And maybe we'll do like another event, like a Merlin ReCollection deck event in the Discord. The only bad thing about this is that we're only getting Merlin. My big theory is that we were gonna get Merlin and Alice, and we are only getting Merlin. That's the only ReCollection deck we're getting. So it's interesting. They've done pairs of 2 for all of the other releases. This is the first time we're only getting 1. So it makes an event a little less fun because it's just going to be mirror matches the whole time. But I'm still really stoked for this. Once merely called the Memory Thief, she now bears the sinister side of her title in full as an assassin. Her descent into twisted magic fueled by a fragile hope. If you weren't convinced that she's an assassin, it literally just says she's an assassin. She is an assassin. And not only that, but the Phantom Monarchs actually has support for the assassin class. So here's Phantom Monarchs. Here's the little blurb that we read. Phantom Monarchs is an expansion set that supports all 7 classes with a focus on assassin and cleric. Now, this also makes me think that we are going to get some Alice support because Alice is a cleric, but maybe it's going to be in the booster set instead of being in its own ReCollection deck. I'm really hoping we get some cool Alice stuff. Hope we get some cool like Dark Alice stuff. Yeah, very much excited. Very much excited for this. So we can see like the breakdown here. There is going to be a CUR as kind of been the norm for the last few sets. 15 CSRs, 9 ultra rares, 28 super rares, 50 rares, 51 uncommons, 54 commons. And then here's kind of just the breakdown. We also have, you know, release events and kits and all this kind of good stuff, and map. So yeah, new Grand Archive set looks absolutely fantastic. I really love the Wonderland themed. I really love that they're doing a Merlin ReCollection deck. Once again, the art is absolutely fantastic, and super excited for all of this stuff. So yeah, everyone, that's going to be it for today's video. I just wanted to kind of recap all of this news. I think this is really exciting, and dude, I can't wait for the Merlin deck. Yeah, if you haven't played Grand Archive, by the way, if you're watching this and you're like, okay, maybe I want to get started, how do I get started? Yo, ReCollection decks are a absolutely fantastic way to get started. The regular starter decks, like the $12, $13 regular starter decks, those are fine to get into the game. But if you want to like get in there with a splash, the ReCollection decks are great because you get everything you need. Like I mentioned here, let's go back to me. You get everything you need because this storage box is like fantastic. I mentioned it already, but you know, I keep the deck in the box. That's what it's meant to. It is magnetic, and yeah, it's like the complete experience. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. Stay tuned for a lot more Grand Archive content here on Red Zone Rogue. If you missed our recent channel update, yes, Gundam has had a huge splash on Red Zone Rogue and will be one of my main games, but Grand Archive is still one of the other main games next to Shadowverse Evolve. Those are my 3 main games right now, and Grand Archive isn't going anywhere, so expect a lot more Grand Archive content in the pipelines. Like I mentioned, I did get into the creator program, or the Creators Guild. I will be getting like a nice little package, and a little sneak preview for a future video. We are getting really close to 100 videos here on Red Zone Rogue. 100 Grand Archive videos. We have well over 1,000 on the channel, but close to 10% are Grand Archive, and that's only going to grow over time. And I thought it would be cool to do something cool for our 100th video. So we're going to be doing like a giveaway and some other cool stuff for our 100th Grand Archive video. So stay tuned for that. We are very close. Depending on if you are counting shorts, this is video 99. If you're not counting shorts, then this is video 97. So we'll see what I count. Whatever works the best for the timing. We'll see how we count it. So stay tuned for big Grand Archive giveaway. We're going to be giving away an entire booster box of the sort of reflections and maybe some other cool stuff. So stay tuned for that. I also love Grand Archive. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. Best indie trading card game on the market, in my opinion. And I don't think it's very close, honestly, just with what they're doing. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. And see you next time.